After our primaries and Hillary Clinton was our nominee, there was some people, not all people, not even most people, some people said, well, I don't like her. I don't agree with everything she says. I saw it with Kamala Harris. There were too many people that say, I don't agree with her on everything. I mean, 90 out of 100, I agree with her, but those 10, I can't do it. Well, you may disagree with her on 10% of her views, but you let someone get in office who you disagree with on everything. You let somebody get in office who is locking up our children. You let somebody in office who's taking away our health care. You let somebody in office who's taking away workers' rights. You let somebody in office who got rid of the Department of Education.
Full of shit.
I'm so glad I brought back the BS Detector, Johnson. Perfect time to bring it back. Cory Booker. First things first, Johnson. Let's clear this up right away. Yeah, notice he didn't want to start in 2012 or 8 because we elected Obama. Hillary lost to Obama, too.
While I was working on those streets, watching those folks see their jobs shipped overseas, you were a corporate lawyer sitting on the board of Walmart. I was fighting these fights.
He didn't say nothing about that one. That's okay. When they lose to another Democrat, fine. I just want to point that out. So Hillary, the same one that lost to Obama, lost in 2016, and now it's your fault. So that was in Michigan. That was a bunch of Democrats, and I guess they would make it their fault because it couldn't be the fault of the party because it's a Democratic Party luncheon.
And she will never say what I would say, that I told you so, okay? I told you so.
Most of those people in that room are Democratic Party operatives. Last thing they would do ever, fam, ever, is hold Democratic Party responsible for a damn thing. That's crazy talk. You only had 10% difference with Kamala Harris. I mean, she was amazing. It's just 10% of the things she was supporting or policies you didn't like.
Well, you may disagree with her on 10% of her views.
It was a lot more than that, Johnson. We didn't like that double-digit inflation. We didn't like the border deal. We didn't like Joe Biden was weakened and Bernie's dead. He was decomposing. Kamala didn't say a damn thing. And then when she went on The View, she couldn't even tell us that she would do anything different than Biden. So if you weren't happy with Biden, you damn sure wasn't going to be happy with her because she didn't have the stones. She didn't have the stones to say that she would do anything different than Biden. In fact, she got up there and she said, not a thing comes to mind.
And if you recall, you were here 28 days before the election. And I asked you if there was anything you would have done differently than President Biden during the past 4 years. And you said, quote, there is not a thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Do you think that moment tipped the election?
No.
Good, because Sonny doesn't want to take the blame.
So yeah, that was kind of crazy. So it was a lot more than 10%. In fact, Kamala didn't really run on anything. And I know people want to say, hey, man, she didn't have time to run on nothing. Fair point. Hold a primary, like parties do. Parties hold primaries. At least they supposed to. He left that part out, too. Cory Booker is a glazed donut. Yeah, glazed donut. He said, you let somebody in office. We didn't have the keys. I didn't have the keys. You had the keys. I didn't let anybody in office because I don't lock up the place. Nah, black people didn't let anybody in the office. They let themselves in. It's funny he brought up let in the office. Let somebody in the office. You don't have to like Donald Trump. I get it. You don't have to like him. I think it's hilarious, and I'm glad he closed that border. I think he's hilarious, and I'm glad he closed that damn border. Your party wouldn't have done it. Next topic. But let me make this clear, fam. Democrats did not let Trump do a damn thing, man. Trump did that on his own. by winning this primary. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Name a Democrat who has done that. In fact, Kamala couldn't do it 1 time. But she became vice president anyway. Then you want to put her as the nominee. Bad idea. Horrible idea. In fact, Kamala got the same amount of votes as Cory got. And got the same amount of delegates as Cory got. 0. Because they both ran in 2020. And neither one of them were going to win their states. So they both dropped out because nobody was interested in their asses. And their platforms sucked. In fact, Cory's only moment of shining in that entire campaign, where he wasted a lot of people's money, was when he basically called Biden senile on stage. He said something about weed.
See people miss this opportunity and lose because we are nominating someone that isn't trusted, doesn't have authentic connection. And so that's what's on the ballot, and issues do matter. I have a lot of respect for the vice president. He has sworn me into my office as a hero. This week I hear him literally say that I don't think we should legalize marijuana. I thought you might have been high when you said it. and let me tell you, because marijuana in our country is already legal for privileged people.
And everybody laughed. That was a good point. That was the best Cory could do. And then later, he was just begging to try to stay in the race.
People have responded to this before, that if you want me in this race, if you want my voice and my message, which is resonating, then I need help. We need people to go to CoryBooker.com and contribute.
And they were like, enough of you. Go cry somewhere else, Cory. We don't have time, Spartacus. But no one let Trump win. If anybody let Trump win, the Democrats let Trump win by losing to him. Yeah. That's how you won, because you ran a loser. You ran somebody that could not win their own state. You ran somebody who had ran 4 years prior and didn't win any votes. You ran somebody who did not win the primary, which would give you an opportunity to vet them. You ran against somebody who was horrible on the stump. Somebody could not get people excited, who did condescending, insulting things to a number of Black Americans. I couldn't understand why Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion are twerking at campaign rallies. I don't know why. I don't know who came up with this. How is this good? You wonder why some people didn't want to turn out. Maybe they were wondering why you never have twerkers in front of the white folks in New Hampshire. Why you saved that for Georgia. I don't know. Just seemed a little condescending, like, talking down to Black people. But look, my point is this. Cory Booker, he loves to go on these rants. Mr. Pharmaceutical Money himself. Mr. We don't need medication from Canada that would save lives and cost a third of the price. That's Cory Booker. APAC money, Cory Booker.
What about APAC money? You take APAC money, don't you?
A minuscule percentage of my resources come from
I read it's like 800,000.
Yeah, but that's a lifetime number.
And we got people there clapping. See, this is my problem. They like SEALs, trained SEAls, clapping for a guy that's taking all the APAC money. And the people that are supposed to hold him accountable won't hold him accountable, because they say if you hold him accountable, you're helping the Republicans. Then when you lose to Republicans, because people are tired of the BS, you blame voters. See, this is why I've been doing a segment called The Ride to Nowhere. It's an important segment, because that's where the Democratic Party has been taking Black Americans nowhere. For 60 years, we're going nowhere. Cory Booker had a spirited speech he gave at this Michigan Democratic Convention. Luncheon. And it sounds like they ate crow. What they did not do is have a nice helping of truth and reality takes. Because if they had some truth on their plates, maybe then they could have swallowed their pride and accepted they need to run people that speak to issues that matter to them. Cory Booker is an empty suit. And his rhetoric is way past his expiration date. And that shenanigans, the theatrics of the Democratic Party is not getting it done. Black people are expecting tangibles, things that matter to their lives. Oh my God, wow. We go back to that. I believe Asian Americans, Latinos, indigenous folks, natives, they want tangible things and they demand those things. Black folks, for some reason, we get caught up in the theatrics of the Democratic Party. Some of us, not all of us. Some of us get caught up in the theatrics because we see more black people over here get a job. They got a job. Look, they gave her a job. Look, she got a job. He got a job. Look at that. It doesn't matter who works at the Democratic Party. If whoever works at the Democratic Party is not prioritizing the needs of your community. When the car come back from the shop and it breaks down the next day, it doesn't much matter the color, the ethnicity, the orientation, or the gender of the person that worked on it. All that matters is you need to call an Uber. The sooner we wrap our heads around that and accept that reality, then we can move this party forward to getting something out of this party that we deserve as being the #1 most loyal voting bloc in the world. Black people are the most loyal voting bloc in America. Black Americans are the most loyal voting bloc that I've ever heard of in any country. And we get the least for it. And those that stand up and say, we need to demand that, instead of saying, hey, that makes sense, because it does, because it would in Poland, it would in Switzerland, it would in Germany. But for some reason here, it makes no sense. Here, you can't figure it out. Here, calling out the Democratic Party, a party, not even a person, it's a party, goofy, is frowned upon. You know who it's frowned upon by? People that are scared to lose their Hollywood paychecks, their opportunities, and their invitations to swanky places where us broke asses are not invited. Now, I understand why the rich people go along with the shenanigans, the theatrics, and the BS. What I can't understand is why your broke ass is. Man up. Woman up. People up. Parties down. All right, let's keep it going, guys. My name is Tim Black. This is Tim Black Show. We do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This is the most dangerous show in America. Why? We ain't about parties. We're about policy, and we're about the people. In that order.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.